So here's the real question. How do dentists like you, who aren't willing to let insurance dictate how you will run your practice, who want to create incredibly profitable practices without sacrificing your time or sanity, how do you create the strategies to ensure your practice not only survives but thrives in the 21st century? That's the blaring question, and Dr. Steve Schalintz is here to provide the answers. Welcome to Dental Practice Freedom Radio.
What is up, everybody? This is Dr. Steve Schalintz, and I want to welcome you back to another episode of Dental Practice Freedom Radio. I want to apologize just in advance. I've been dealing with a cold and kind of like stuffy the last week, and it's one of the reasons I haven't been podcasting a lot. And I said, screw it, I gotta get back out on the podcasting scene and give you guys some episodes so you can dig into some content. And I don't really care if I'm stuffy or not, right? So anyway, what I want to talk about today, we just got done going through a 6-part series on, moving from healthcare or from disease care to healthcare and what that process looks like. And one of the things that's going to happen as you start to move in that direction, if that's where you want to go, or maybe you want to, start to change your practice direction, you know what you're going to find? You're going to find a tremendous amount of negativity and naysayers out there. Now, you're going to know those people that directly are naysayers or are always going to put you down, and they interact with you directly. Now, those are ones that you can deal with. What I want you to be aware of is there's also a ton of negativity around you on a daily basis everywhere you go. We all know from news sources and media, you're going to get a lot of negativity. And, it's always that game. If you watch the news, tell me one positive story, right? It's usually like 38 negative stories. Somebody died, some mass shooting, somebody died, some mass shooting, somebody died, some bombing. And then there's like that 1-minute clip in between them and in between negative stories. And it's like, oh, by the way, here's a funny picture of a dog running around, and then back to negativity, right? So they give you that one little glimpse of hope, and then it's back to negativity. And I just signed up for, my wife and I had moved to Charlotte, and we're still in Charlotte, and we're in a suburban community, and there's an app called NextDoor. And my wife's like, hey, let's do this NextDoor thing. It allows us to connect with the community. It allows us to stay aware of situations that are going on. This would be a great, great thing. So she says, let's go ahead and get this app. So she sends me an invitation. I get the app. I was like, that sounds cool. We'll be able to connect. Honestly, if you guys have ever been on this app, NextDoor, I don't know what it's like in your community, but I will tell you that this was one of the most negative group of people I've ever met. And I didn't even meet them. It's just background noise. And so, one of the things when you get the app, you get email, you can get email notifications. And so all of a sudden I start getting these emails, and it's negativity, negativity, negativity. Somebody broke into this. Somebody lock your doors. Somebody broke into this. Lock your doors. Cut your grass. Who's license plate A12457A? You're an a-hole. Stop writing stop signs in the middle of the thing. You're going to kill somebody. And then more negativity. Somebody broke into this. Lock your doors. Get ADT. Get what? And I was thinking to myself, oh my gosh, this is insane. Now, why do I bring this stuff up? The reason I bring this up is when you start to move your practice in a certain direction, there's going to be the people that come to your face and say, why are you doing that? That's totally wrong. X, Y, and Z. Those aren't the people or the circumstances that really will impact you negatively. It's the other stuff that you're not even aware of that can literally seep into your subconscious and start to wreak havoc, right? I mean, you have a choice with those people that are talking to you directly. You can just choose not to engage. Now, that's easier said than done, and that's a totally different subject, but you can deal with that. But I want you to really be paying attention to all of the things around you that you listen to almost subconsciously. It just kind of is there. It's background noise, but that stuff is the stuff that can be absolutely insidious. So you start getting emails in this respect, and you just look at it, oh, okay, not a big deal, delete, delete, delete. But you've already saw the context in which it's put in, and it's getting you into a negative state, before you ever start. And I know when I started to move my practice in a direction that most people aren't going, I knew I was going to deal with a lot of naysayers and negativity. That was a given. But I had to start to not just eliminate the things in my life that were directly telling me I couldn't do it, but I wanted to get rid of all kinds of negativity that are just around me. And, you might hear some people say, well, you got to deal with reality. That's not reality. The reality is, let's use this NextDoor example. Every time I opened up an email, somebody got broken into, or somebody had a suspicious person walking by their home, or whatever the case may be, right? But the reality is, it's like 7,000 houses in this community. So one house that had their door unlocked in their car and somebody took a CD, that comes on an email about this place is absolutely terrible because somebody's going to break in your car. Not, hey, I should have locked my door. That was kind of stupid. And probably if I locked my door, that wouldn't happen. No, it was, we have thieves everywhere around here, right? You have to be very cognizant of the things that you put around you. You may have heard that saying, you are who you spend, the 5 most people you spend the most amount of time with is who you're going to become. Well, I'm going to tell you, whatever you surround yourself with on a daily basis, you will become that as well. And so when you start to move in a certain direction, you want to go where you've never been before, you got to start to get around people, circumstances, and an environment that will help facilitate your movement into that place that you want to go. So I want you to really be thinking about, what are the things let's start to look at the practice. What are the things in my practice that are negative that I don't even directly influence? They're just kind of around me. And I will tell you, even patients, right? You'll hear that negativity all the time. It'll start to seep in. You might want to do a serious trimming of your patient base. In fact, one of the things that I've done in my practice is when I started to move in this wellness, health-centered approach, what was amazing? A lot of the patients that I sadly could not stand just disappeared, just went away on their own. I didn't have to do anything. What do you think that is? It's because birds of a feather flock together. And, we were like oil and water at that point. I was talking about one thing, they wanted something else. They just left. And there's nothing better on planet Earth than when you have patients that you really don't want to be working on, they just leave by themselves. They don't disrupt. They don't do anything. They just say, you know what, I'm moving on. Now, as you start to move in a direction with your practice, you're going to see that happen. The point is, you can't get down about that. That's actually a great thing. And so, my challenge for you as you're starting to go through this week or this day or this month or this year, think about all the ways that you can start to change your environment from an environment of negativity to an environment of, not necessarily positivity, but things that help you grow and develop and go where you want to go. And if those things aren't serving you, if they aren't helping you go where you want to go, you have to start to eliminate that from your life. And hopefully get some value out of this episode. Thanks for bearing with me as I'm going through with my whatever kind of voice it is when you're sick and have a cold, my congested voice. But hopefully I was able to work through it, give you guys some valuable content. As always, I love getting reviews and feedback and ratings on the podcast. You can always go to dentalpracticefreedomradio.com. And as my thank you, I have a case acceptance master pack there. You get 5 free videos. They send out to you one at a time over 5 days. And it's really my thank you. And it's what I've been using in my practice to increase my case acceptance by almost 200%. So it's not rocket science. It's really simple, but it has to be done on a daily basis every time you're in your practice. So hopefully you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you at the next episode.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode on Dental Practice Freedom Radio with Dr. Steve Schlintz. We'll see you on the next episode.